Good evening. It's Wednesday, October 15th, 2025 at 5:50 PM. I'm calling the Lakeville Board of Health meeting to order. Is there anyone recording this? I see no one. LakeCAM is recording this. First on the agenda, we're going to take a roll call vote to go into executive session. After the executive session, we will be returning to, we will reconvene in open session immediately after the executive session. We'll have to take a roll call vote.
I think you gotta read that whole
Yeah,
paragraph.
you have to read it first and say the name of the case.
Okay. So that was on the agenda. Possible executive session pursuant to MGL-C 38, Section 21A3 to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining or litigation, if any open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining or litigation position of the public body and the chair so declares, and then to return to open session.
And so say the name of the case and I'm
What's the address?
The executive session, the case we will be discussing is 9 Cross Street. And we'll be discussing it with town council.
Do the docket numbers, Craig?
No, I think so the case of Ronald Oliveira versus the Board of Health. And the chair declares that discussing it in open session would have a detrimental effect on the town's litigating position.
Okay.
Got that?
So that's the motion now. Second?
Second.
Oh, what you just said can count for him?
Yeah, we'll get
Yep.
that in the minutes. Okay.
So moved. Second.
Yep,
All in
second.
favor?
Aye.
Aye. Chris Pratt, aye.
Derek Maxim, aye.
Bob Palucci, aye.
Now we're going to go into another room, for the executive session, and then we'll be returning to. Good evening. I'm calling the Lakeville Board of Health meeting back to order. We voted to come out of executive session. We're back in regular session. It is at 6:25 PM, Wednesday, October 15th, 2025. LakeCAM is still recording this. Do I see anyone in the audience recording now? I see no one recording this. First on the, we're going down to number 2 on the agenda now. It's 10 Harding Street. Meet with Riverhawk Environmental to discuss requested variance. Turn it over to you. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
For the record, my name is Bob Rigo. I'm with Riverhawk Environmental, the civil engineer for the project.
Tim Hashem, president of Lex Development.
So we were in, once before, we requested 2 variances for this project. It's at 10 Harding Street, commercial property, and there was some discussion. During that meeting, there's an off-site well located at 13 Harding Street, which is Mucky's Liquors. And because of that, the board was unwilling to waive the requirement for the denitrifying the septic systems. So we're proposing that we hook up, we've got an agreement with the owners of Mucky's to remove that well and to give them a water connection to the Taunton water main that's in Harding Street. So we just came in to see, one, if we were able to make that happen, get that connection, which it looks like we've been to Town of Lakeville and they've granted approval, and we're just going through Mass DOT now to get the actual permit to
The
install.
selectmen approved the water.
The selectmen
Okay,
did,
so that's
yes,
been
yep,
approved.
yep, the selectmen have approved it. And one is if you would allow it, to not have the denitrification, because now we have the no wells within 500 feet of the proposed system. And then, secondly is just the timing of that approval. The project is underway and under construction. We're just hoping to keep it underway and, build it without the denitrification. Of course, we recognize the certificate of compliance would not be issued until the well was installed and they were connected, disconnected and
That was my only concern with it, is
Yeah.
having that well across the street, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was the same with myself. I think that well that was there was the only holdback from giving you a variance
Okay.
on
Mhm.
the D-night.
Okay.
Again, you'd be going at your own risk, I think, if we do let you have the, plans to start installing. I mean, we won't issue a certificate of compliance until that well is done.
Of course.
And if something
Understood.
happens and that doesn't go through, I mean, you would have to retrofit to a
Put the
D-night.
denitrification, absolutely.
Just so you're aware,
Yep.
you know, it's not something after the fact, well, we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
No, no,
You're
understood.
taking the responsibility.
And that's why we went to the selectmen first, got the approval from them, and also with Muckies, I mean, they're welcomed with open arms, you know. We signed-
Honestly, it's better for them too, if they ever gotta change theirs, they got
Yeah.
town water now, they don't have any
Yeah, we signed a
restrictions
con,
either.
you know, we signed a contract with both of us stating that this is what the intentions of Lake Development are gonna do, and Billy was more than happy to. move
Ed,
forward with
do you
that.
have any input or discussion with issuing the
No,
permit
not really.
prior
I
to?
think you guys covered everything.
Chris?
What do we need
I'm
to
good.
amend our last vote to
I think we
not
need to-
require the D-night with the condition that, Muckies is hooked up to, Taunton City Water?
I don't even know if we voted the last time. Did we vote the last time on this?
No,
We
you
didn't
just,
take
you
a
just
vote.
continued it
Continued.
until they
Oh,
came
okay.
back with a.
So now we can actually vote to
Okay.
approve the variance. So it's just the one variance is all we're looking for.
There was two
No, there was
variances
another one
too.
for
Okay,
a cover
Chris, you know
over
what those
the,
are?
Yeah.
letters.
Yeah, cover over the existing septic.
Septic, okay. And I know there was, an existing water main you found out there somewhere that it wasn't supposed to be. Was that shown on this new
It
plan?
is, the revised plans do
Okay.
show the new water
It's
line.
just
I
off
can-
the edge of the road. It wasn't down the road.
Yeah, it's, I've highlighted it in blue. I don't know if you guys can see it way over there, but,
Yeah, on the right,
yeah, it's on the right. It comes from the other side of Millennium Circle and crosses over and goes around and services the property to the rear.
So this is the plan with the revised one?
Yeah. So we just went out there, the contractor found it by hitting it. and-
Yes, yeah, I heard that.
So he knows right where it is. So we got the locations with the, with GPS and those are showing everything.
Okay, so we know where that is, and you meet the setbacks to the septic and everything.
Correct. Yep.
I had no other issues with the plan, I went through all the grades. And obviously, under the pavement, you're gonna go with a bottom drain. You do have a detail for the bottom drain, if it's under a paved surface,
Yes.
so that's all under paved surface.
That's correct. Yep.
So,
Yep, and it's Presby and we
obviously-
did add the under drain, I think at the
Under drain.
request of the health agent. Yep, the under drain was added.
Trying to find the variances?
yeah, I'm good with it.
Oh, they
He's
listed
trying to
on the
look for the two
plan.
variances, make the motion.
Do you know what the two variances need to be?
Over 3 feet of cover? right?
Yeah, I have it on my
Maybe
phone.
it's right there, maybe it's on this one. No.
Hey, you're not making this easy for us, we usually just read them off.
Yeah, I'm sorry, because it's been a while.
We just need to make a motion of the actual variances.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
yes.
but we can't say the two requested, we can't say they request them.
Yeah, so it was for the two variants were that to not have denitrification and then to allow more than 3 feet of cover over septic tank.
And we're gonna allow the, not have the de-notification because there's no wells, private wells. within-
Right, correct, yes.
With over 500 feet.
Correct, yeah.
What's the maximum, we let you go over 3 feet, how much do you need to go over?
Sure.
Huh?
You can go over 3, but you can't go more than 6.
Yeah.
Alright, so that he can go over 3 but under 6 would be the motion?
Yes.
I don't think we're
There's two motions. Over 3 feet, but under 6. And two.
Yeah, not to require a D-night, subject to being hooked up to Muckies, and have 3 feet, allow more than 3 feet of cover, but under 6 feet of cover. Alright, I'll make a motion that we give the property at 10 Harding Street, 2 variances. One would be to not require the D-night system as long as, Muckies hooks up to the, city of Taunton water. And then the second one would be to allow them to have more than 3 feet of cover, but under 6 feet of cover, on the field.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you very much.
No
Appreciate your
problem,
time.
guys. Thank
you.
Have a great night. That's better for everybody, having the town water.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Next on the agenda, 9 Cross Street, discuss number of bedrooms. We have town council, Greg Corbo, coming up. He's gonna speak, tell what's going on with this one.
Thank you through you, Mr. Chair. My name is Greg Corbo, Town Council for the town of Lakeville. I hate to actually do this, but my suggestion is that you take no action on this right now, and that after you finish your other business, that you reconvene executive session and we speak further.
Okay,
Okay.
Okay.
so I'll make a motion that we continue this into executive session after the public hearing's over. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay,
So we move right on to the next one. Recommend to the select board to reappoint Shaylin Carrero as our new shared service health specialist for a period of October 1st, 2025 to September 30th, 2026.
I'll make a motion that we recommend to the selectmen to reappoint Shaylin Carrero as our new shared health service specialist
Second.
for October 1st, 2025 to September 30th, 2026.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next on the agenda, review and approve meeting minutes as typed, for 3 meetings. We'll do each one separately. July 16th, 2025 is the first one. I have no issues with it. All 3 members were present.
I'm good.
I'll make a motion that we approve the meeting minutes for July 16th, 2025 as typed.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next, August 6th, 2025 meeting minutes, review and approve meeting minutes as typed. I have no issue. All 3 members were present.
You good, Chris?
I'm good.
I'll make a motion that we approve the meeting minutes from August 6th, 2025 meeting as typed.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next, the last meeting minutes of September 3rd, 2025. As typed, all 3 members were present. I have no issues with the meeting minutes.
Good.
I'll make a motion that we approve the meeting minutes from September 3rd, 2025 as typed.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Next on the agenda, discuss recent Board of Health agent pending items. Anything with the board members?
Yeah, we have no, pending items.
Okay. Anything with Triple E, West Nile?
Yeah, so,
Where
we had a
standing?
frost, a couple days, last week, I think. So there's really, the risk is pretty much gone now. There were no Triple E this year, and there were 8 West Nile. But it looks like that's gonna be it for the year at this point. So it was good we didn't get any Triple E. So that's good.
I thought after the spring we were gonna have a lot of it, so that's good. All
Okay.
right,
And then the next announcements. The Town of Lakeville Board of Health would like to inform the town residents that the yearly animal inspections will be proceeding and will be conducted by the Lakeville Animal Inspectors, Jared Darling and Emma Darling, from now until the end of the year. And I believe they contact everyone prior to showing up at their places, am I correct?
They
with
do.
that? So they'll reach out to you and contact you and set up an inspection for that.
Greg, before I close it out, are we gonna come back in, or are we just gonna be
No,
back
we'll
into
just- we'll
executives?
And after the executive session, so,
Okay.
I guess through you, Mr. Chair. So if you finished all your other business, you'll make the same motion that was made earlier, only this time you're gonna say not to return to open session.
Okay.
Okay.
And you had us add some stuff onto that the last time.
Do we have to read?
Yeah, he just said we had to do the same thing. Yeah, you better do that. You got your glasses on.
Okay.
But we had to add something to that at the end though, right?
Yeah, we're just not returning to
No, but there was something else in the wording that he told us to add the last time.
what it was referring
Yeah.
to.
Mr. Chair, would you like me to propose a motion?
We would love
Yes.
that.
Council, Mr. Chair, for the 9 Cross Street agenda article, are you talking about going executive session for that matter? And
Yes.
then postponing?
That's correct. In light of the circumstances, there is no further need for an open session discussion.
And then when would be the next session? In a week's time for next week, or?
Our next meeting?
Yes.
Council, can I talk to you offline? We're on the camera right now.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to understand what's going on.
So basically, and I didn't want to have to get into it in open session, but 9 Cross Street is a matter that is in litigation. There is presently a dispute concerning whether the correct number of bedrooms are matching up with the septic system. So the septic system is installed and designed to accommodate a 3-bedroom home. And the original plans showed that it was a 4-bedroom home, but then the plan was changed to make it a home office. This board previously rejected that room as being a home office and stuck with its original classification as a bedroom. There was a court hearing this afternoon on that issue with the property owner asking for an injunction to require you to approve the office and the house as a 3-bedroom house. At the end of that hearing, the judge took the matter under advisement and suggested that the parties try to reach a resolution. I believe that there may be a resolution pending, but that is something that I suggest we talk about in executive session. And if you make a decision in the executive session, we can come out and tell the interested parties what that decision is.
And Mr. Chair, if you're interested in hearing the position of the owner of the property in regards to potential resolution as well, I'd be happy to put that on the record, and then so you can have an informed
Well, then
meeting and deliberation regarding your decision making.
Well, I guess if you want to have the proposal on the record, then I guess we don't need executive session. There. Could you just sort of step up and say who you are?
Nicholas Gomes, I represent the owner of the property. I'm here today with Mr. Cam Goldstein, the real estate agent for the prospective buyer, and Crystal Assayas is by my right. We have met and went forward. We're essentially looking for this property to be the 3-bedroom house, which the plans are approved for. There's no trying to make it a 4-bedroom in any type of wrong manner. We're not trying to fool anyone here. So the 2 potential solutions, which I think are out there, if you're unwilling to accept what was put forward as this is not a home office because it's no intent to sleep there plus deed restriction, is what modifications can we do to make it satisfactory? So for a 3-bedroom house, removing the closet doors, removing portions of the wall that would not affect the master bedroom. Previously, there was conversations about an 8-foot opening, which is cutting into the doorway. So options, this alternative option of a smaller amount. And then if we had to make it a 4-bedroom, is there any other technologies that we could upgrade the system and find out exactly what those are, and then give us time to work together. A short time period, because I have got a family who's trying to maintain their school inside the school district, so there's urgency on our part. So those are our considerations of potential middle ground, we could say, mechanism to make it work for both a 3-bedroom or a 4-bedroom. Let us work on the feasibility on our side, and I'm basically looking for the shortest period of time to get back before you. And if those sound like potential conditions, you could approve the plan subject to those conditions. That's what we'd be looking for as a potential resolution for the town's interest and the interest of my client, as well as the family trying to move in.
Through you, Mr. Chair.
Yes.
Yes, so that's essentially what the board discussed. Just maybe 2 points of clarification on the issue of retrofitting the house to make the opening wider and removing the closet. That option would also have to have a deed restriction limiting the property to 3 bedrooms. On the other side, if they choose to retrofit the system, then it could be a 4-bedroom, no deed restriction, but it would have to obviously be subject to approval of a plan that, that the system is properly designed. And so what we've talked about is asking the court, to postpone its ruling, for a week so that the owners can discuss it amongst themselves and figure out which of the options they'd like. And then, we can come back to you and, see if we can reach an agreement.
Okay, I'd just like to clear something up after that, so, just so anyone watching wonder why we're doing this, the engineered blueprints that was submitted to the building inspector showed it as a 4-bedroom. The septic plan that originally came to us showed it as a 4-bedroom. When they listed it, we have a copy of the listing ad on the real estate, and it was listed as a 4-bedroom. So that is why we're going through this. After it was installed, after we knew it was only a 3-bedroom system, they still listed it as a 4-bedroom online for sale. So, so to say that, I don't want to say the wrong thing and get in trouble, but, so that's why we all had a problem with it. And so we did agree to those 2 options. It would be taking the entire case open and out where the door is now and taking all the walls where the closet is out and just having a straight plastic wall there, not just pulling the doors off. If you want to go for that, to keep it a 3-bedroom, or if you do a 4-bedroom, it had to be a D-night system.
So I used my best efforts of doing some basic drafting to the plan because I want to make sure we're talking apples to apples. But my suggestion of reasonableness, the opening to this home office is currently 4 feet. I've got a picture which is roughly showing that. In here, an additional 2 feet, if you brought it to 6 feet, would bring it right to the door jamb to the master bedroom. So this way, the master bath is within the master bedroom, and that master bedroom hallway is still intact. It's just you got a 6-foot opening, so when you're about to open that door, to the right is just open space into this extra den area, office area.
And the closet walls would have to come down.
So when you say that, so here the closet walls would be on the exterior, but not what is now the back side of the closet area, because that is the hallway to the master bath. If you don't mind, if I could just kind of show this
That's
diagram.
correct. So it's just the inner walls of the closet, not the outer walls.
Move the closet.
If I may approach,
Yeah.
Mr. Chair.
Yep.
It's better you show it to those guys.
So this would be the openings to the closet area, and
Yep.
then that would cover the little area between what is now this current wall, actually right here. An additional 2 feet this way would line you right up to the master bedroom door.
Correct.
Okay.
And then no door on that opening and deed restriction to 3 bedrooms, and then that would be satisfactory to the board.
Correct.
And then it won't be considered a bedroom because it's not privacy
Mhm.
and.
Okay, so I think this is something that the parties need to speak amongst themselves a little bit further, and I need approval, but I at least understand now, and thank you for having this meeting and council for letting me speak so we could kind of get through it and see where it's at. So my recommendation would be, as I started, can you give us a week and then let's come back and solidify it, unless you're ready to vote on the plans as approved, condition on either A or B.
I
However
think
you would like
we're
to.
3 weeks out from our next meeting, am I correct?
I think it's November 3rd.
So that's
My-
like 3 weeks.
So my recommendation,
So we're,
council, correct me on the course of action, is can you tonight vote on the plans subject to either this option A or option B, of which one you're looking for? Because this way we can solidify it and move forward.
So through you, Mr. Chair,
Yes.
Since it is 3 weeks out before your next meeting, I do think that you can give conditional approval, subject to, review by town council and a formal agreement being written up. But I do think it's reasonable to give them time, and where everyone seems to be in agreement that these are the 2 options. I do think that the board can give, conditional approval for one of those 2 options, provided that, you know, we can reach an agreement on settlement terms.
I would want Ed and the chair to review it, also part of that motion, though,
Okay.
that they see the final
Yep.
outcome and agree with it,
Okay.
that it falls under what we said.
Sure, so, let me see if I can,
Why don't you entertain a motion?
yeah, okay, so, Mr. Chair, through you, I would recommend that someone move, that the board, grant conditional approval for one of two settlement proposals. One being opening the door to what is now called the office to make it 6 feet wide. Not a requirement that there be no door on that opening, and removing the inner walls of the closet so that there's no closet. And then finally, a deed restriction saying that the property will, never be used again, for anything other than a 3-bedroom. Option 2 would be that the, owners would retrofit the existing septic system to add an innovative alternative system, that has denitrification. It has to be a system that is approved by DEP with plans approved by the health agent in the normal course. And if that plan, makes it to approval, and then you would approve that plan, and then the property could be used as a 4-bedroom home.
No deed restriction.
And no deed restriction, exactly. So those are the two options. Are you all in agreement that if we come back with one of those, that this matter would be resolved?
Yeah,
Yes.
again, as long as Ed and the chairman at the minimum review it and agree with it.
Sit down, because he's blocking.
Okay.
Oh, I apologize, my bald head, of course, sorry.
Yeah, as long as we add to that, that the agent and the chair at the minimum, look at it where we're not meeting for 3 weeks and make sure that it agrees to what we just said.
So we're approving it will not have to come back to a meeting, to the board.
I think so, but let's at least just say we're conditionally approving that, because I do think there's some, you know, things that have to be worked out for either of these things. And so, you know, if it turns out that it's not feasible or something, then we might have to come back, or if there's a tweak. But otherwise, yes, I would say that if the board is approving one of those, so the board would be approving a settlement that would say, we accept either of these solutions. And in exchange for accepting these, solutions, there would be a stipulation of dismissal of the litigation with prejudice.
No, let's not get off track. Why aren't we meeting for 3 weeks? Do we,
It's just November 5th is the next, first Thursday, in first Wednesday
Oh,
in November. So it's just
okay,
wait-
this is a
just
long
have-
month.
Yeah, there's five Wednesdays.
All right.
in October.
That's the,
okay, would you guys be against having a meeting if we needed to before that?
no, I'm not, if we had
I'd be
to,
fine with it if we had to have another meeting before that.
if something pops up.
Honestly, I would prefer that.
Yeah, because we meet the first and third Wednesdays. And now because of the way this month is, there's 5 Thursdays, 5 Wednesdays. So now that's why it's getting delayed 3 weeks instead of 2 weeks.
Yeah. So, but I guess if the ultimate decision is approved by, me, the chair, and the health agent, then they can issue a, what did you call it? Like a temporary certificate of occupancy pending final approval of the board.
Yep,
That
that
makes
works,
sense?
That
that's
works?
satisfactory.
And we'll plan for that on November 5th.
So moved.
Hold on a minute, but we're gonna give a certificate of compliance without the work being done?
No, just a permit, right? Oh, wait.
Well, yes,
the
the
work
work
has-
has to be done
Work has to be
before,
done.
yeah.
All right, it made it sound like that
And-
we were gonna give a conditional.
Just to note, we have not received an as-built yet, so I cannot sign a certificate of compliance without the as-built, so we would need the as-built, and I would have to do a final inspection out there. So
Yeah.
that's pending as well.
Yeah, we wouldn't issue the actual compliance until either one of those things were done and inspected.
Mhm.
And I believe we still have a restraining order on the property, so we can't even.
No, we do not.
We do not, so we'll still be able to.
Right, so, I guess my suggestion, if they finished the work to the satisfaction of the health agent and the chair before November 5th, then they can approve it, and we'll have the board vote to ratify.
Okay, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Understood, thank you.
So moves.
So moved.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You're gonna be getting a call from Laurie tomorrow asking how to word all that.
Yeah, I know. I'll figure it out.
So now there's no need for executive session?
Correct, so you can just adjourn the meeting, if that's what you're up to.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.